boy, do a quick search on the internet and you're going to find a lot of bad information about how to best prepare your child for starting preschool. So today I want to tell you what the worst advice you've heard is and what we should actually be focusing on in those months leading up to our child starting preschool for the first time. Hey, welcome back to my channel. My name is Holly. I am a pediatric occupational therapist, a toddler mom, and the founder of Playful Pod, which is my play and child development membership community. Today we are diving into the worst advice about beginning preschool and what I think you really should be focusing in on. But before we get there, I did want to let you know that I'm actually hosting a webinar all about preparing your child for preschool. So if your toddler is starting preschool in the next couple of months, say in the fall or beginning of next year, you really want to join me for this webinar. We are going to be diving into specific skills, specific tools that you can use in preparing your child emotionally, physically, and just getting everything lined up to give them the best start for preschool. So, worst advice, let's get into it. If you do a quick Google search on beginning preschool, what you're going to find is a lot of kind of checklists almost of like, these are the 5,000 skills that your child needs to have. And most of these are based on developmental milestones and not necessarily on the transition into preschool. So why this is important and also really like not the right focus is because developmental milestones range, they depend on your child's age. So depending on where you live, your child may be starting preschool at age 3, they may be starting preschool at 2.5, or even 3.5 or 4. It really depends on the age. So if we just look at milestones, if we're comparing a 2.5-year-old to a 3.5-year-old, of course they're not going to be the same because they're at different ages. Now, what this also pushes parents into is like running on a hamster wheel to get your child knowing certain things, like certain milestones, especially when they're linked to academics. So often I hear parents saying like, okay, we've been getting ready for preschool, so we've been practicing our ABCs and we've been practicing our colors and we've been doing our numbers. Oh, this is the thing that's going to just teach your child one cognitive skill. The cognitive skill that actually they do teach in preschool. So it's like you're preparing them more than you need to, because that's the thing that they're going to be learning in preschool. More than that though, is that going into preschool, like having this transition, especially if your child has been at home, but even if they've been in like a smaller kind of daycare setting, it's a big transition. So what we actually want to be preparing our children in is that they are able to transition, that we've prepared them enough in understanding what will be happening when they go into this preschool, what their daily flow might look like. We've prepared them in terms of transitioning to be able to eat independently, to be able to eat food that fits in a lunchbox, to be able to understand who their teacher is and how they can communicate with her. When we really want to prepare our children for preschool, we need to look away from academics or like specific milestones and look towards what skills our children will need to be able to just function and maintain like a calm emotional state within a very different setting that also doesn't have you there with them. So if you'd like to learn more about that, come and join us at the webinar. You can grab the link below and I cannot wait to get into it with you.